This is Nathaniel Oxford with some tips to help you become a better musician before you even pick up your instrument. This video is for all brass instruments, and what we're going to do is 3 things off the mouthpiece and 3 things on the mouthpiece, all of which take between 2 to 5 minutes. You can do it while you're on your way to rehearsal or to practice. It's very convenient, and then when you get out your horn, you'll be much more prepared to play than you would have been otherwise. This is something you want to do and get into as a regular routine. It's just like if you play sports, you're going to do stretching and warm-ups before you do the sports. The purpose is so that you can relax your muscles and then work your muscles up and prepare to play. I'm 46 years old, and when I wake up in the mornings, I'm stiff and sore. That stiffness and soreness is all of these toxic chemicals that reside in the muscles and sit there. And then in order to feel better, I've got to get up and get moving, get all that lactic acid out of there, and just prepare for my day. The same is true here. So this is not your instrument, right? This is an amplifier. This is an interface. And this is your instrument, your lips, your tongue, and your air supply. So these are made of body parts, and they work just like your body. When you go to pick up this to play it, this is going to be stiff, whether you realize it or not. And you've got to relax it and then warm it up before you start playing on this thing, right? I know people who grease their instrument and polish it up, and that's good for them, but they're not getting better as a musician. Take care of this stuff, and that'll make you a better player. All right, so here's what we're going to do. The 3 things we're going to do off the mouthpiece are horse lips, siren buzz, and motorboat-to-mosquito. Those are the 3 things. The 3 things we're going to do on the mouthpiece, and we're going to do each one of them 3 times, is the air to tone, the P tone, and the new tone. The new tone. That's where we coordinate the tongue and the lips to make a tone, a very clear tone. All right, so first, horse lips, siren buzz, and free buzzing, the motorboat-to-mosquito, are for relaxing the lips and then starting to engage the muscles. So relaxing the lips, I know somebody who does horse buzzing for like 2.5 minutes before he does anything else. Okay, now you can do a little bit of vocalizing with this. You don't want to do vocalizing when you play unless you're playing multiphonics, but for the purpose of just relaxing the lips, it helps create warm air and takes the emphasis off of forcing air through your lips, right? But the vibrating of the lips is what's going to work all of the junk in your muscles out. We want to make your lips loose. Now, siren buzzing, if you've ever been in a choir, you're going to... They might do that, or they might do... Woo! Right? So we're going to incorporate that with buzzing, and it's actually going to relax not only our air column, but also our lips. Make sure you're not tensing your jaw when you do this. Okay? You probably don't want to do this in a crowded area because it's going to produce a lot of germs. But it is really good to do to relax your lips. Motorboat to mosquito. We're actually going to start buzzing now, but it's a free buzz, not with the mouthpiece. Okay, so it starts out very loose, and then it goes up to a very tight buzz. What we're actually doing is we're actually engaging and telling the muscle where to go when we put our horn on our face. When you put your horn on your face, you may not realize it, but you might center your lips over your teeth a little bit. That's going to produce not a very good, easy blowing centered tone on your instrument, right? Or your lips might be working in opposition to one another and not in a good way. So this helps engage them all and shape the embouchure the way we need it to be when we put the mouthpiece on the face. So let's do one more of those. And this time I'm not only going to go up, but I'm also going to come down. And notice, let's zoom in on this. Notice that when I go up, I'm going to form a flat chin. That flat chin creates a stable tone, and it's the anchor for playing your instrument. You're going to build strength, tone, and endurance and stability from having a flat chin. If you play in a mirror, which you should always practice in a mirror, but if you practice in a mirror and you don't have a flat chin, you have a bunchy chin or chin that moves around, try to flatten that out. Here's bunchy chin. Here's flat chin. Okay? And some people I see play with a very relaxed flat chin. That's even better, but that's not how mine works. Everybody's a little bit different, but you definitely want to have a flat chin. All right. I said I was going to go up and down on this one. Motorboat-to-mosquito, and then down and try to hold the flat chin out. Here I go. All right. Remember when you play your instrument, lick your lips. Builds consistency. All right, let's move to the mouthpiece now. Zoom back out. But again, as I'm doing this, you see me looking over to the side a little bit. It's because I'm looking at the monitor on my phone camera and watching what's going on here. Okay. In a perfect world, I take some time to rest right now, but we're going to go ahead and move on. I've already warmed this up before anyway, so hopefully this will work out for me pretty good. And this, you'll learn from doing this, where is the best placement for your mouthpiece. And you could try it with your right hand, try it with your left hand, try it with 2 fingers backwards, as loose as possible. Some people say always do it with your weaker hand, your non-dominant hand. Some people say always do it with the hand that you don't finger with, but I think switching it around is a pretty good thing, because then the focus becomes on this, not on this. You'll develop a habit over what you do with your hands, but if you always do this the right way, then how you do your hand shouldn't matter. All right. 3 times for each of these buzzing exercises. Air to buzz. Okay, so we want to start with the air and then slowly bring the surface of the aperture, the sides of the aperture together, the lips. If it stops on you, okay, that means that the center of your aperture is probably moving over your teeth a little bit, or your teeth are closing in on it. If it shakes a little bit, it means that there's something that's not lined up right. If it sounds really tight, then you probably need to relax over here. One thing that I do when I look at myself is I look at this for a while, and I also look at this and see, do I look very relaxed down here? All right, let's try one more of these air to buzz. I'm trying to make wind and then slowly, quietly bring it to a tone. The purpose of this is so that we're not using a lot of force on our embouchure. When you put a horn on your face, it's really easy to have a lot of push on your embouchure, or if your embouchure is not working quite right, using that pressure to compensate, and then you develop bad habits from that. So this helps us develop relaxed playing and good habits. Last, air to buzz. That one was just a buzz. Let's try to get some air first. Okay, we'll use warm air and very relaxed, so it's just barely creating a tone. Now, next is I want to try to create a tone right away using a P with my lips. P note. Right? Because that's what a buzz is. It's a continuous P sound. And again, I would normally stop and rest in between this. Not too loud, right? And I do want that flat chin. I'm not using any tongue at all. It's just the p of the lips. Okay, 3 times. And now I'm going to rest again. And now we're going to do 3 new buzzes. New refers to the tongue placement. New, 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 new. Tongue placement for playing your instrument is going to be different on all the different registers of the different brass instruments. So if you have a smaller mouthpiece and a shorter instrument versus a bigger mouthpiece and a longer instrument, if you're playing high notes or low notes, right? The higher you play, typically, the higher your tongue goes in your mouth, and the lower you play, the more forward the tongue goes. But a new tongue for the purpose of a mouthpiece buzz should work for all brass instruments. We're going to try to line up the P tone with the new of the tongue. That's what we're going for. That's going to create the clearest tone on our instrument. Lick your lips first, right? And again, don't try to be very loud with it. Very relaxed. The only thing that's not relaxed is right here. I don't care what tone comes out. I just want to hit it and get that P and the in to line up. New with a P on the lips. Now, at this point, I could go into any kind of a mouthpiece practice habit that I have. I could go into warming up on my instrument, doing scales and whatnot. But I've pretty much done everything I need to relax my embouchure and then start warming it up. Getting these, the placement of all of the parts of the embouchure in the right place and engaged. And if you do that, it should really take you between 2 and 5 minutes before you even get your horn out. So it's not taking you any time at all to do it. Just 3 things off the mouthpiece, 3 things on the mouthpiece. The horse buzzing, the siren buzzing, and the those 3 things, and then on the mouthpiece, lightly, relaxedly air to buzz, P buzz, and then new buzz.